Let's discuss a little bit complicated and more realistic case. So this is case number 2 in the slides. Anderson plans to acquire automated assembly line equipment with a 10 years life. So the life of an equipment is 10 years and the cost is 100 million delivered and installed. However, Anderson plans to use the equipment for only 5 years. So we need it only for 5 years, and then the assembly line will be discarded if the Anderson will buy that kind of asset, then after 5 years it will sell that asset. Okay, but if the Anderson will lease that kind of equipment, after 5 years it will return that lease. So the contract of lease is only for 5 years, so we have to see the cash flows for only 5 years, not for the useful life, which is 10 years. We don't care about the useful life, we care about the time we want to use that equipment. So let's start making our cash flows. So we have a useful life of 5 years. Here we are at year 0 today, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So our first section deals with borrow the money from bank and buy the asset. So for simplicity, we will write numbers in thousands. So how much loan we have to take? Our equipment is 10 million, so we have to take a loan of 10 million. This will give us 10 millions. If I write it in thousand, this will be 10,000. So we get a 10,000 of money, and then we buy the equipment. This 10,000 will go to the vendor. That's it. We don't have any other kind of system here. And then after 5 years, at the 5th year, we have to return this loan. Which will be 10,000 here. We are taking some loans, therefore we have to make some interest payment. Anderson can borrow the required 10 million at a pre-tax cost of 10%. So the cost of debt is 10%. 10% of 10,000 will be how much? 1,000. So we have to pay 1,000 each period. Here we are paying some interest, so as per the capital structure decisions, we should make some tax saving due to debt, and that tax saving will be because we have to see our tax rate. So here at the point number 6, tax rate is 35%. So tax saving will be interest payment, multiply it with the tax saving will be tax rate, multiply it with interest. Tax rate is 35%, our interest is 1,000, therefore tax saving will be 350 each year. Next, because we are using some equipment, which is a fixed asset. Therefore, we should pay some depreciation, and depreciation is a cash expense. It is interest deductibles. Therefore, we will also have some tax saving due to depreciation. So similarly, we have to see the tax, then multiply it with the depreciation, and we will get this saving. How much is our depreciation? The equipment falls in Maker's 5 years class. So what is the Maker's? Maker's is a system of modified accelerated cost recovery system that divide each asset into the different classes. So for example, 3-year class as equipment used in research, and 5 years class is autos and computers, 7-year class is most industries and equipment. Our equipment lies in 5 years class. So how to calculate the depreciation expense? We will take this number from here for 5 years. Let's go to the Excel for calculation. We have to pay the depreciation for 5 years. So here for year 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5, and our depreciation is 20% in year 1, 32% in year 2, 1920 in year 3, 0.1152 in year 4, and same in year 5. Here we will calculate the depreciation. How? We will take the value of the equipment. Our value of equipment is 10,000, and multiply it with these rates, 2000. These will be our numbers of depreciation. And next is tax saving. So our tax rate is 35%. We'll multiply it with our depreciation, and we will have these numbers. Let's record it in our question. 700, 1120, 403, 672, 403, and 403. So these are our tax savings from depreciation. What are the other informations we have? The equipment's estimated scrap value is 50,000 after 10 years of use, but its estimated salvage value after 5 years of use is around 2 million. Thus, if Anderson buys the equipment, it would expect to receive 2 million before taxes when the equipment is sold in 5 years. In leasing, assets value at the end of the lease is called residual value. So, if Anderson, because we are making calculations for borrow and buy decisions, if Anderson's buy this kind of a product, then he will sell it in 5 years and get this 2 million amount. So let's suppose the residual value the Anderson will get at the 5th year is 2000. Then we have to pay some taxes on this residual value. To calculate the taxes, we have to see what is the worth of the machinery at the 5th year and what is its book value, right? So we know that the worth of machinery is 2000.